Hello and welcome back to Grim Survival. Today is September 4th, 2019. I wrote it down and read it while I was saying it to you so I didn't forget. Today we're talking about, the grand solar minimum and the cooling temperatures that is affecting the crops that I see. Before we get started, I do plan to make a video this weekend if I have time to get to it. Now, I have been recording footage as I've been driving with my phone, holding it out the window because I don't have a dash camera. Get one eventually. But I've been recording videos of the farms, the corn crops, the soybean crops that I pass on a daily basis. I see some of them quite often throughout the week. Some of them I only see periodically. So I see a lot of farms. I pass a lot of farms through Indiana, Illinois, and occasionally Ohio. Yeah, so, and I've passed farms from all the way to the Kentucky line, all the way up to the Michigan line, from Ohio to Illinois when it comes through Indiana, and northern Ohio, northern to north central Ohio, and northern to north central Illinois. So I see a lot of farms, and I have been recording footage from some of this that I've seen. Some of it is not good. I intend to make the video of it this weekend and try to post it. Wish me luck on getting time to do this. Alright, so we're talking about grand solar minimums. Let's talk about the media first. The mainstream media, news services, whatever it is you follow, NBC, ABC, whatever lies you listen to, they are telling you that we had the warmest month on record in the month of August in the United States. I'm going to tell you right now that that's an outright lie. That is an outright lie. Anybody with two brain cells knocking around in their head can walk outside and tell you that it was the coolest August I've felt since I was a kid. I mean, quite literally, temperatures were in the 70s. We had lows in the 50s throughout August. We seen 90-degree temperatures one time, and I could tell you last summer we were seeing temperatures throughout the month of August in the 90s and 100s the whole month. We didn't even hit 100 degrees this month, not one time. And I'm talking from my local area. Local region. I'll go ahead and throw the whole region of the Midwest in there. The Midwest region, look it up. We did not see warm temperatures this year. And if you know anything about agriculture, farming, you know that corn, especially corn and most other plants, grow better and need warmer temperatures to grow. They need those temperatures at their peak to grow perfectly right around 80 degrees. A little bit warmer, a little bit cooler, varies here about 5 degrees, but right around 80 degrees is the average that they need to grow well. They are not growing well, as you will see in the video I post this weekend. If I get to it, I'm trying, but wish me luck. I got a lot of things I have to do. I work 12 hours a day. I'm starting a business. I'm making YouTube videos. I don't know why I torture myself, so here we are. All right, farmers' almanacs are explaining to us already for the winter of 2020. They are saying it's going to be bitterly cold and an extreme winter 2020. This is not this coming winter. This is the winter of next year. Farmers' almanacs are a year in advance. NASA saying the solar cycle. We are in a grand solar minimum. We are right at the beginning of it. Well, we were teetering on it last year, but we are right now in it. We are in the grand solar minimum. This is according to NASA. NASA saying our solar cycle will stay at a cooler temperature for, the last time I read the report was 12 years, and this was one of the original reports that was posted a couple of months ago. So we're looking, if that is true, I can't promise that is true, but if that is true, you're looking at cooler temperatures for the next 12 years at least. This means, and it already is happening, that our growing areas are changing. And what I mean by growing areas, well, let's just take Indiana for the example. I'm sitting in Illinois right now, but I like using Indiana for example because I live in that state. So Indiana, they grow corn and soybeans. That's what they do. And most of the corn grown in Indiana is not for human consumption. It's feed corn mostly. And, that varies, of course, but the majority is actually feed corn, and feed corn feeds animals. It's grain, basically, grains and feed corn. It's what they feed the cows, the pigs, the horses, whatever gets fed, chickens, all the farm animals that feed you, really. So Indiana is struggling to grow corn and soy right now, struggling. If it gets any cooler, they're just not going to be able to do it. On the other hand, we're seeing really good corn crops south, like along the Gulf, somewhere, I think it was Alabama or something like that, where I was listening to a video of a guy who lives down south. I think it was Alabama. They had really good corn crops. Growing areas are changing. So the Midwest is not going to be able to support the modern agriculture that we have enjoyed for, what has it been, 30, 40 years now, that we've had an abundant amount of, growing throughout the Midwest. That varies a little bit here and there because we've not always had perfect yields, but this year we are 1.5 billion bushels of corn shy of what we normally are. 1.5 billion bushels. How much is a bushel? A bushel of corn, if it's ears of corn, weighs about 70 pounds. Have you ever picked up an ear of corn at the grocery store? Imagine 70 pounds worth. Then imagine 1.5 billion of each individual packages of 70 pounds of corn. They are missing. Why are they missing? Because they did not grow. This is the reality we're facing. We're already seeing cooler temperatures throughout the Midwest in early September. We are looking at highs in the 70s, lows in the low 50s throughout the rest of this week, the week I'm sitting in. It was cooler in Illinois when I got here. I left my house this morning. It was a little bit humid. It was around 69, 70 degrees this morning, which was warmer than it has been most days. Most days I walk out and find a chilly temperature. We're expecting to walk out into 53, 52 degree weather by the end of the week. In Illinois, we were looking at, northern Illinois, we were already looking at temperatures in the 50s this morning. And it's been a lot cooler up here every day that I've been up here, as it should be. But, it's a drastic change when you're going about 200 miles away from where you live, feeling a temperature change of over 20 degrees from when you got into a vehicle to when you get out, because I tend to drive about 200 miles before I stop. So it is an abrupt change for me, and it allows me to see it more than most people would, because I do travel that distance and I get in and out of the vehicle, or I get out of the vehicle in a different place than I got into the vehicle. And it's 200 miles is a drastically different climate. If you drive across Texas, you can go from desert to piney woods in 200 miles. Well, not exactly, but pretty close. All right, so sixth coldest year on record, ninth wettest year on record. This is within the last 100 years. Records have been, a little over 100 years old. Of course, the media is telling us global warming is all your fault, and it's the hottest month. That's a bunch of BS, and I'm trying not to say bad words, but BS doesn't count. Growing areas have changed. Farmers on Mac. I'm reading my notes to try to figure out if I've covered everything I wanted to cover today. I guess the only other news is the hurricane, of course. Hurricane Dorian has now been downgraded to a Category 2 hurricane. It is pushing north up the east coast of the United States. Anybody in its path, you might want to just move. Just leave, go. Pack up all your stuff if you have the ability to move out of the area and do so. The weather people, I guess it's the United States National Weather Service, or maybe it was a university, I don't remember which. They are telling us that actually it's Paul Beckwith. Paul Beckwith. It's a YouTube channel. Look up Paul Beckwith. I was watching one of his videos, I think it was yesterday or this morning may have been. He was talking about how the climate is affecting the strength of hurricanes and how the temperatures are drastically affecting the power of the hurricanes. If you notice, the current hurricane that is looming out there is now a Category 2, but it went from like Category 3 to Category 5 really quickly once it approached the shore of the United States. Now, conspiracy theorists will tell you that the United States controls the weather, and we are purposely throwing hurricanes at people so that we forget that we're running out of food and we're all going to die. But, that's just how that works. Why would anybody tell us that we're all going to die anyway? I mean, it's not like you already know it or anything. You don't know you're going to die, right? I'd hate to be the first one to tell you that. No, I wouldn't. Anyway, that's about all I have for you today. Keep watch for future videos. Like I said, I've been recording footage of farmland as I drive past it. I'm going to try to get some more close-up views without trespassing this weekend, and I will make another video and post it. It'll be something along the lines of food shortage updates and, farms and growing and all the stuff I see on the road. I really do need to get a dash camera, because if I could show you some of the storms I seen yesterday and the lightning strikes, I would have caught it on a dash cam. It was beautiful. It was an awesome day. But remember, survival is grim. You're not going to live forever. You will die. If you haven't done it yet, just wait a little while. It's coming. Trust me, it will happen unless you're an immortal. And if you are, please contact me through email. I will be happy to provide you with my email if you just, mention it in the comments that you know how to be immortal, and I will, have a discussion with you about that if you want to. Yeah, we try. Remember, survival's grim.